Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where apparently the game has decided not to display an OBS, but there we go, we're good. We have just made peace with the United Tizru Confederation and we are truced with them for about 10 years. So we've got a good amount of time here. However, there's another problem, and that is the Dystican Unity. Looking around, the Rontor Sector Cooperative and the Space Elf League are also cooperative to us, but the Dystican Unity, they are belligerent. So we need to present a strong front against them, because literally the last thing that we want right now is to have war declared on us by the Dystican Unity. So what we're going to do is we are going to immediately begin work on upgrading our border fortresses over here. Yes, that's a lot of alloys, but that is absolutely necessary. Now you can see we've got a lot of neglect in our colonies here. We're going to immediately get rid of all of our trades. For now, we're going to work on getting those ready to go. And to that end, we do want to work on getting ourselves a city district here and one here to deal with that housing issue. And we also want to start working on these upgrades. I mean, we just in general have a lot of work to do here. So that's fine. And this science ship should probably head over to Zorf and start excavating there. And this one should head up to Delta Pavonis and excavate there. Now, we are also currently quite close to unlocking plasteel armor. However, we also have a pretty major piracy issue, particularly in fucking Ninajad over here. Like, we need to get a patrol fleet patrolling this area post-haste. So for now, we're going to use the Umbelite fleet to do that. And because we know that we're likely to have issues with the Dystican Unity, we're going to start moving these guys over to Haven Sky, or maybe only just one fleet. And leave one of them over in Tribano for now. Just in case. I don't want to be too focused on one side or the other. So I think that's what we'll do for now. And these guys will head out to Nishad, and then we're going to start them patrolling for now. Like, we're going to have them do, like, one pass, and then we're going to build a patrol fleet, I think. But what we need more than anything right now is some food, and we'll get some agriculture going on Hearthsea. On Hyadum Prime, this is also an agriculture world, but we don't have an alloy foundry here yet, and we want to build an alloy foundry on every single world. So we're going to build an alloy foundry here next. That'll happen as soon as we have our month tick. There we go. Excellent. We do need a society researcher, and we will put in Milkball here, who is a genius. So that'll work just fine. Excellent. We're going to continue spending our minerals, although we do want to make one of these into a mining world, most likely, just because we don't have one, and this is a good one to make a mining world. So we're going to build a mining district here. That'll be just fine. And of course, we're going to need more minerals, but that is something that we can deal with later. But we absolutely need to present a strong front against the Dystican Unity, because they are belligerent towards us. We do not want to give them a reason to go to war, and I have a feeling that the strength level of these fortresses might be considered a reason to the AI. So we need to work on that as an absolute top priority. Alien zoos are done. We could actually get some additional fleet command limit. Fleet command limit isn't actually what we really need. What we really need is naval cap. But we'll go for it anyway. So I guess that's fun. We'll begin work on upgrading our planetary administrations on many of these locations, and we also do need to colonize at least 3 worlds here. There's one here, and one over in Joinum. So that'll be just fine. We'll colonize 2 of those immediately, and we'll be able to very shortly. The Neberite Annihilators just, these guys over here, they just insulted us. I don't think that's relevant. We don't necessarily care about that. We're out of food, and we'll buy in a little food for now to tide us over until some of these constructions finish. We'll continue working on these upgrades. And these guys, they're going to need to reinforce eventually, but right now our top priority is, at this exact moment, actually going to be on buying in some consumer goods and doing that. Okay. So we have our plasteel armor, that's wonderful. Let's start working on cruisers, and we need to, of course, upgrade our ships. So we have ion disruptors available. We should absolutely be using those, and we should also be using our plasteel armor here. Sounds good. For our destroyers, we should be... I honestly feel like small plasma throwers, when compared to the ion disruptors, are not necessarily amazing. That said, 2.9 per day. Granted, it's not good against shields, but that is what the small mass drivers are for. But what if we were to run disruptors? There's a possibility that that might be considered good here. We don't really know what kind of tech the Deseekins use, and they also haven't declared war on us yet. For now, I'm just going to switch over to ion disruptors and small mass drivers. And of course, plasteel armor on our destroyer class destroyer. As far as our defensive platforms go, we haven't really been building those very much, although we probably should. These are currently auto best, and I guess this is okay for now. That'll do. So we will proceed here. We are definitely concerned about the Deseekins. If they were to declare war on us, problems would ensue. We're, for now, just going to move back to Havensky with these guys, and we do want to queue ourselves up a couple of corvettes. Specifically, we want 1, 2, 3 of them. And it's going to take us another 2 month ticks to get enough for this corvette. How are we doing on these timings? Still 700 days on these upgrades. Okay. Sounds good to me. This has been fully upgraded. That's wonderful. These guys are heading back, and of course, we're going to want to upgrade them soon enough. We're also going to want to build additional shipyards here, and considering that we're 6 months away from finishing up the next colony ship, we're actually going to start work on those shipyards right now, and we will start work on the 3rd Corvette immediately after. Excellent. Landing teams were sent down to the surface of Zorf 1A and captured our first close-range look at the world and its windswept, deserted cities. They're old, weathered by exposure and neglect, but mostly intact, with no signs of destruction. Of the inhabitants, there is no trace. The only plausible theory at present is that some sort of mass migration or evacuation took place. We have yet to determine what could compel an entire species to abandon everything they've built and ever known. Well, we'll keep digging on that one. We do require additional food, and we will obviously build another agriculture district on Hearthsea. The agri-world here could use a planetary administration, and we'll go for that for the present moment. We do need a lot of those. This is currently a tech world. However, I think that we'll probably eventually have it be a agriculture world for the current moment, anyway. But that's a lot of our colonies in a better situation. That's wonderful. And so far, we haven't seen the Deseekin Unity making any claims over here, at least as far as I know. I don't think they have any claims currently. They're still belligerent towards us. But that could be interesting for sure. If they declare on us right now, that would be problematic. So we absolutely do not want that to happen. That would be kind of a worst case scenario, actually, would be them declaring on us at this exact moment. So we'll see what they do. We do have our 3 corvettes constructing, and we're also going to need to get this fleet here upgraded. There we go. And as soon as these 3 corvettes are done, they are, of course, going to... They're actually entering this, and I don't want them here. Okay. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. We're not going to be able to merge or split fleets, but I guess this is okay for now? We could just build 4 more corvettes. That is a possibility. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll get these upgrades done. We need to get ourselves looking much stronger on paper. And to that end, we absolutely do need to have these construction ships constructionating, although we are lacking in alloys. We have a lot of irons in the fire still. And we need to get out of this early overextended phase so that we need to do this fairly quickly so that the AI doesn't pull us in too many directions.
Ready for action.
Okay, so this has now been fully upgraded, and we do need one additional Corvette queued up. Curator Research Aid. Yeah, we do absolutely need to extend this. We're going to sell off 500 rare crystals to be able to afford that. Perfect. Okay, this Forge World here, this being a Forge World is actually pretty good. We're going to go to Alloy Mega Forges for right now. And over here, this is really going to be more of an Agri World. And we'll just go ahead and set that right now.
We grow ever stronger.
Excellent. This construction ship can go ahead and construct. Okay, and then we've got ourselves 22 out of 20. Rude. Okay, so, yeah, we'll deal with this in a moment. We need to transfer some of our Corvettes, 2 of them to be precise. There we go. And then these guys, they are going to start moving up over this way to garrison the Holden Station. Cool. These guys are going to go and upgrade at Haven Sky. We've discovered the remnants of a half-finished Vem space habitat in close orbit around Hotram 2, inside our borders. Evidently, at some point, the Vem Free Warriors attempted to establish a permanent presence in the Hotram system, but for whatever reason, this endeavor was abandoned. Due to its close proximity to Hotram 2, the unfinished habitat eluded detection during our initial survey of the system. It is little more than a dense collection of space junk at this point, but there are a lot of valuable minerals among the wreckage that could be salvaged. We'll salvage everything we can use, 400 minerals. Cool. Okay, so we definitely need this fleet for now to just be 3 Corvettes. And we'll just go ahead and reinforce that. That's going to become our patrol fleet. Now, this is currently set up as a tech world. And I feel like that's okay. We can't build research labs here now. But we are lacking an alloy foundry, and we want an alloy foundry on every world, so that'll be okay. Similarly here, alloy foundry. This world we haven't really decided what we want to do with yet. It could be a good agriculture or industrial world. And I think we'll turn it into an industrial world. We've got a number of worlds earmarked to be agriculture. This would be another good industrial or agriculture world. Although, it would be a far better science world. We need to designate this as a tech world right now. And we can't upgrade this just yet, but this is where we're going to go with it, for sure. This is absolutely going to be a tech world. This one here, I feel like should be either an industrial or an agriculture district. And we're a little bit behind still on our food, so we'll just go for that for now. Fleet command limit again. I would rather have naval cap. Resources from jobs is just solid. Although Dean Crops is even better, and we can get that done quickly. So that's what we're going to do. Now, the Dystican are still belligerent against us, but they're not making any overt moves currently, and we're very, very happy about that. Now, this fleet here, they're going to head to Fageninjat. And they're just going to do a little bit of patrolling through here. I don't necessarily expect them to fully fix the piracy issue that exists in this, this circuit here. Like, this U. But that'll work for now. This guy is, of course, going to build research and mining stations. Ah. The Dystican Unity is claiming our systems now. Okay. 196 days here on these upgrading. We need to bank alloys at this point. And I'm going to start this fleet moving over to Haven Sky. Because I think there's a war brewing. I think that the Dystican are going to declare war on us with those claims. The question is, when? I expected it to already happen, if I'm honest. We're going to patrol over this way with our patrol fleet. made their claims, but there's no war declaration following. This is good. The longer this takes, the better off we are.
Ever stronger.
We're in a better position than we were about 6 minutes ago when I said that that was the worst possible time for someone to declare war on us. We're not in a great position for someone to declare war on us. We need a food processing facility here for sure. We'd love to see a mineral purification plant here. And this is the tech world over here. What we need here is actually housing and jobs. For now, I'm going to put in an agriculture district, but we will switch that later. Our spies report that the Shaxaran star hegemony is close to possessing enough information about the L gates to unlock the one that they control. This would give them access to the L cluster and its secrets. If we're to get there first, we must double our efforts and find more insights into the L gates. So how many do we have? 3 of 7. We're probably not going to be the first one there. That's fine. We can conquer the L cluster later. I want to move somewhat more slowly at this point. I do not want to get into big wars. I want to slow down and get our internal situation stabilized first. That is the current goal. We are low on food and we definitely want to buy some in. This agri-world here has a specialist unemployment.
Establishing a new colonial outfit.
Farmers are not specialist jobs. Now we could put in our alloy megaforges here and that would fix that. So we'll do that for now.
Grow ever stronger.
There we go. These stations have upgraded, and they're immediately roughly double strength. Now, we still don't have access to the to what we actually want here, but what we're going to do is we're going to put in a missile battery and a gun battery. These two will get replaced later with hangar base, and then we're going to put in, I think, a communications jammer. Let's see, mining station output for the whole system. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we're going to put in a communications jammer for now, I think. We already have a disruption field generator, so that'll be good. Over here, of course, or actually over here, we're going to put in the same thing, missile battery, gun battery, and then communications jammer. Excellent. The investigation into Zerf 1A's missing population has made a breakthrough. Large sealed shield doors leading to a deep tunnel network stand as proof that the entire species started to move underground at some point. Cross-examination with geological and meteorological... Wow, words. Meteorological. That word is not that difficult. Just No, I can't do it. I can't say meteorological today. Okay. It's one of those days, I guess. That sort of data indicates that the entire planet was gripped by a sudden onset ice age, perhaps triggered by a shift in axial tilt, which likely triggered the migration. Excursions into the vast tunnel network are underway. Neat. Okay. So we're going to continue to move around our ships, of course. These guys are patrolling, and we have our Diamond Saphite here, who are going to be upgrading. We're also going to immediately queue up reinforcements for them. We cannot afford to continue to reinforce that. We do have access to another starbase. We may want to consider constructing a starbase for construction, like out here on this frontier. Perhaps repurposing Haven Sky later into a trade station and then building another one up over in Lake Bartia. And having a fleet based at each of those. That may end up being our best bet, but for right now, we're not really in a position to do that. So that's okay. That fleet has been repaired, and this fleet is on its way over. But these guys haven't declared. I'm thinking about sending them back to Tribano. If the Distican aren't going to declare, their claims mean nothing. And that's entirely irrelevant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we wouldn't quite get to Decree. We did just lose a scientist. Not sure where they were located. Maybe in a science ship? No, maybe they just weren't doing anything. Cool. The Distican Unity has claimed another system. We're going to continue to head up this way. For right now, I would like to bump this up to 10 destroyers. How are we doing on our cruiser tech? We're still 68 months away, so a lot of time away there. These guys are refitted, and we're going to reinforce that fleet. We need a little bit more alloys to get the last one constructing. But once again, we want to bump this up to 10. Now, we're going to be wildly over our naval cap if we build these up to full, so that is definitely something to think about. This construction ship is going to build mining stations here and help us with our energy credit issues. We're going to just sell off a few minerals for now to keep us going and buy in a little bit of food. We do need to continue to work on that. This rural world here, of course, is lacking in a specialist job, which is rude. But for now, we're going to upgrade our alloy mega forges, and that will solve that, although it won't help our food crisis. This is, of course, a mining world here, which is lacking in a specialist job.
Establishing a new
And this is a tech world currently. We're going to put in an alloy foundry, a food processing facility, and an agriculture district. It won't be a tech world for long. Okay. So we're working away on our tech. And gene crops will actually help us quite a lot. This is allegedly a tech world. It really should at this point be swapped over for now to an agri world, and we'll upgrade the planetary administration there. This agri world requires a job. We can go to food processing centers. Sounds good. No war declaration just yet.
grow ever stronger.
And that's great. So we definitely want to work on our trade. That's the thing that needs to happen. But we also need to continue to expand. Now, we have a lot of empire sprawl right now, and that's understood. We will be pivoting a little bit on that, but honestly, the war over here and the threat of a war over here has thrown off our initial build plan a little bit. We've had to pivot to a war scenario over here and a likely war scenario over here. We're not quite at a war scenario, but things are trending towards that, shall we say. The Tyrant of Fire just finished up over here, and we'll grab ourselves 2 additional energy credits before heading over to Nimmeroth. I do think that we should probably do an automatic sale of something along the lines of 200 minerals per month. We're making a lot of minerals per month right now, and we'll still be making a good amount once we do this, and this will solve our energy credits issue in full. So that's fantastic. We are, of course, still upgrading over here. And we would like to grab the Diamond Sufite over this way, and we're going to start it moving up to Shukon, just in case. And we'll hit that reinforced fleet button for now. I want to check in on these guys. They're still cooperative and cooperative. That's beautiful. Are these guys, have they changed off of cooperative? No, they're still belligerent, but we are truced, and we, of course, do need some food. We'll buy in 2 months' worth.
We grow ever
Joinum has been created as a colony. That's beautiful. We're going to, of course, immediately put in gene clinics. Okay. And then we're going to build our mining and research stations in Seoberg. These guys are going to need to be reinforced eventually, but for now, this is okay. We lost another scientist, and that was at the Periplus? Sure. Now, this is actually not a bad science world. So we'll continue to help out here. None of these really matter, but we don't actually have the energy credits to recruit this right now. That's okay. We will dip into our consumer goods a little bit. There we go. And we will put this into assisting research mode. Okay. So that's fantastic. I'm out of food again. This is unsurprising. Just buy in a little bit more, and we do need to continue pumping out the agriculture improvements. Those are happening, and this should absolutely be flopped over to an agri world. There you go. And we'll build an agriculture district here. And we'll upgrade the food processing center. There we go. Fantastic. Well, no war so far,
Intellectual booty.
so that is fantastic. Gene crops finishing up is a big deal. We could get clone armies, we could get tile blocker clearances, faction influence gain. I feel like we're going to go for the tile blocker clearance. That'll be okay. This rural world here, I'm going to switch over to an agri world. There we go. And we're going to upgrade the food processing centers and build an agriculture district there. Perfect. Greetings, Pictlings! We understand that your empire has come into possession of a cache of data containing the brain scans of an extinct species, taken from the very world they once inhabited. Even though your species is still too primitive to utilize this data, we laud your efforts in preserving this last remnant of a once vibrant civilization. As part of our efforts to conserve and catalog endangered species in our Endangered Species Preserve, we wish to take this data and use our cloning technologies to bring a small number of this species back to life. Will you share it with us so we can fulfill their last wish together? Yes, we absolutely will. We want to be friends with the Valdari Ancients down here, because they might give us boons. They did give us open borders, which is nice. This is a thing, but we will get to that, I think, next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time.